Hey, Steph.
Hello.
Welcome back to another episode of Bariatric Banter Podcast.
Doing it.
We're doing it. This is 29. We are coming up on 30 episodes, which is quite crazy. I know. And we've evolved in 30 episodes. I have a new mic because I
So
keep losing
fancy.
I keep losing the lapel mic. So I have another new mic. And yeah, it's funny to think where we were. I was at a dog park, laid off, talking to you about doing this podcast.
Right? As
And
we were
now
thinking, we'll have to do something for when we hit like the
I think
52
so.
year. We'll have to do
I
something.
think so. We should. I think we'll get to 50 episodes and then we just have to celebrate what an incredible
Right?
year it's been too. And yeah, we've been talking a lot about maybe bringing video back now that we have a ton of other people following, but we know that audio is the way to go because a lot of you listen while you're walking and driving.
Yep.
So we've
Driving away.
Yeah, and we thought about, well, if we didn't do a video podcast, what if we just did a video series where maybe once a month we meal prep together or break down a recipe or just, I don't know, pick
Simple.
something and keep it 5 minutes, like a 5-minute video series on YouTube. So
Like a snippet.
yeah, so you can see our faces and we can have some fun. So you'll have to let us know on social. What would you like us to do? Cook, break down recipes, meal prep, review products? We've actually had a lot of fun lately. If you've been following my Instagram, reviewing a lot of things, some of it
Yeah.
good, some of it terrible.
We might have to do another like donut when we did our donut review from the car.
Oh, yeah, I'm going to have you review the legendary donuts. The chocolate one, terrible. And I've
Okay.
already called them out on Instagram for it. But that vanilla one, and I never liked cake donuts as a kid, but my dad was obsessed with them. You know that flavor of a cake donut where there's some sort of spice in it? It's not really cinnamon,
Yes.
but you're
Yeah.
like, oh, this is an old fashioned. They nailed that with this vanilla donut. It tastes and smells like an old fashioned.
Okay.
So good. And it's I might have already ordered the cinnamon because I
Amazing.
was like, I gotta try. So I'll give the chocolate away to my brother and he'll eat them and
Yeah.
love them. But
I'll have to check it out.
we'll do more reviews because I think it's fun. And then, yeah, maybe that's what we could do is
Yeah.
we do products at home and then maybe once or twice a month we grab Cass and we all go try
Well,
something like a
right?
fluffy glaze or this
So good.
really cool high protein restaurant someone
Mhm.
suggested.
Love it. We'll do
Okay.
it.
I dig it. The reason we're talking so much about food is because today's episode is actually going to be about food, but I love this topic. And actually, this is the one that we both got really excited about. We want to talk about social survival.
Yeah.
And what we mean by that is so you've just had bariatric surgery and your friends invite you to a restaurant, or you have a
Yeah.
big special gathering to celebrate and everybody's going out to eat, or it's family reunion time. How do you survive going out to eat or going to big
Mm.
social events post bariatric surgery? Because the first time can be overwhelming.
Oh gosh.
But it is
Super easy to
doable.
slip It's super easy to slip back into old habits
Oh
when
my
you're
God.
surrounded by all of that food again and all those options
Bread.
and dips and snacks and charcuteries and all of that fun stuff.
Oh god, yeah, the amount of bread that I wanna order, and, it's
Mhm.
very easy to, feel like your old self too, especially when everyone around you is eating like maybe
Yep.
your old self did, and that's not a dig at anybody with you, but, "Oh, well, let's get an appetizer for the table," and, "Oh, I'm ordering this entree," and, "Oh, have you seen the dessert menu?" and, "Let's get a cocktail," and you kind of fall into old surgery
Yeah.
you, where
You
you
don't the
want
odd one out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and there's this weird, guilt and pressure that, "Well, if they're ordering it, I'm gonna need to order it too."
I should do it.
But you don't.
Yeah.
You don't.
No, and you don't want them to feel bad for not ordering what they want or for not doing what they wanna do because they are worried about you.
Exactly.
Right? So it's a lot to navigate and to
Is it ever?
be confident in your choices and just I think the big thing is just being clear to people in those situations of just because I'm doing something, I don't expect you to do something, or I don't expect you to change your behavior because I'm here. Um, but I think that's a big one is the optics of it when
It is, and I think you kinda nailed something too, that is interesting where it's I don't wanna fall into old habits, but I don't want people to feel guilty around
Mhm.
me. I am in no way trying to shame you or make you change your eating habits, and that almost makes me feel worse. Like, I'd
Yeah,
almost wish people would just be like, "Huh, that's all you're having?
right?
Shut the fuck up." But when they're sitting there going, maybe I'll just get an appetizer then too. And you know
Yeah.
what?
Well, I don't
I
need
don't
that
need a
either.
cocktail. And it's
Yeah.
like, stop, stop.
You do
Like,
you. Like, I'm
please
not
stop.
judging you. You do what you wanna do. And I think when you do, like, we had, people over, not for, like, the first time, but for one of the first times a couple weeks ago, like, hosted, and I went
Mm.
instantly back into my old habits of, like, going to the
Mhm.
store and buying the meats and the cheeses and the dips and the crackers and, like, putting everything out,
I
and then we
still
had
do
my
this.
mother-in-law's birthday, and we were
Mm.
responsible for all the food, and same thing, immediately, it was like I went overboard on
Mhm.
making sure we had enough food for everybody, and when it's all out in front of you and everyone else is grazing and constantly going up to the food table, it's very easy to also find yourself to the food table or just one more little plate, just one more little this, just one
Just a
more little this.
little
And then
bit, little nibble.
yeah, the flip side is then you're sitting there with your tiny little plate with only a few things on it and everyone else's plates are piled and you feel like everybody's watching you or judging you or keeping an eye on how many times you're going up there and what you're having. So
And
like
the
I tried it was easier when we were hosting my mother-in-law's birthday because I was making sure that this was done and checking on this and like keeping myself busy with what needed to be done party-wise. But when
yes.
we hosted a couple people here and we were just sitting around the table playing cards, that's not as easy because you're literally
No.
sitting in front of all
And
the
I
food.
think you nailed something too is like, "Oh, they're gonna be judging me for how many times I go up and how many plates I
Yes,
take." And, like, that's our old way of thinking because we
totally.
really know nobody gives a flying rat's
No,
ass what you're doing
no.
at all. If anything, they're paying attention to how little you're eating. But, like, yeah, it kinda creeps in that you start becoming, your own worst enemy, and you're like, "Oh, they're judging me,
They're
and
watching how much
they're
cheese
gonna
I
be
put on my
commenting on
plate.
what I'm eating," and they're
Yeah.
not.
No.
But
It's
that
totally.
spiral can almost not stop you from eating, it can cause you to
Okay.
keep eating because now you
Totally.
feel uncomfortable,
You wanna
and
look normal.
before surgery, you didn't know how to deal with typically, you didn't know how to deal with your emotions,
Yeah.
so you would eat. You didn't know how to deal with rejection, you'd eat. Joy, you'd eat. You showed love by eating, like, eating is and there's no way it wasn't, we were obese for a reason, eating was
Everything's
a
centered
huge
around
part of your
food.
life, so when you start to feel guilt and shame
You
you
eat.
actually don't stop eating. So you're projecting things onto yourself that you don't need to when you're eating in a social setting now. Because
Yeah.
now it's not, oh, they're judging me for being fat and eating. Now the new voice says, oh, they're judging me because I'm a bariatric patient and I
Yeah.
shouldn't be eating.
Yeah.
They're not. I guarantee you, nobody's looking at you while you're eating, especially post surgery, because now you just look like everybody else.
Yeah.
But let's start with, instead of restaurants, let's start with
Yep.
the first time you need to have like a social gathering. Let's say
Yeah.
it's the first time you either have people to your house
Mhm.
or you're going somewhere. We can kind of tackle both.
Yeah.
I laughed because you were like, oh, yeah, and I went and got the meat and the cheeses. I had a friend over literally yesterday.
Yeah.
You know her, Katie.
Yeah.
And I was like, come on over. I've got like the Perrier sparkling flavored water and we'll play some Nintendo Switch. And I made guacamole. And then I literally
Yeah.
turned around and cut up a bunch of brie and put brie out too. Cause I was like,
Right?
well, I need to have something. And I
Right.
was like, what the hell are you doing?
Yeah.
Like, you don't need both, first of all. I
Totally.
mean, I'm glad I made both because it did get eaten. And
Delicious.
she was super grateful that I had made it. But I was like, one or the other, Hannah. And also, you don't have to. But there was this weird feeling of like, well, if I'm
You have to.
inviting her over, I have to
Yeah.
have something for her to eat. And it's like,
Well, yeah,
it's 7 p.m. Do
well, that's
you?
the thing, like, we I think I've talked about it here before, but we have a really cool farm down I say down the street, like 10 minutes down here, that does wood-fired pizzas.
I know
Um,
I wanna go because it just looks so
Honestly, look
pretty.
up grassroots pizza, and it's phenomenal. So, we went there with friends of ours for dinner, and then they were coming back here to hang out. So, we're already going there for pizza. But yet still, the day before, I was like, "Okay, well, I gotta go to the store." Devin's like, "Why?" And I was like, "Well, we don't have anything for when they come over after." And I had to go to the store anyway for groceries,
Mhm.
but, like, the amount of stuff I bought was ridiculous.
Yeah.
And it was literally for 4 of us, after we were gonna go have pizza and be full and then come back. And, like, the amount of food old habit though, old stuff was, I have somebody's coming over, I have to have food. People are coming, I have to have food. Um, and I mean, like, some of it got eaten, but look, then sitting there afterwards being like, "What are you doing?"
Yeah.
Like,
The amount I
literally.
throw out now
Yeah,
it's a little alarming.
we're hungry, we can eat the leftover pizza that we're
Mhm.
bringing home from the pizza place. But no,
Mhm.
like, I had the salamis and the multiple cheeses and the crackers and the chips and the popcorn and the dips, like,
Yep.
yeah,
Because I felt like that's the symbol of a good host. When you come to my
100%.
house, you will always and, like, people would
Yeah.
comment, "Oh, Hannah, you make the best." Like and honestly, Katie left the best comment yesterday for me, left it. She wrote it on Yelp and was like, "Love coming to
She
Hannah's."
reviewed you on
You know,
Google.
"Ooh, 5 out of 5, come here." But she said to me, "Since surgery, you make really good stuff now. You make really good food." And I was like, "Oh, that thank you." Like, that is so flattering. Um, and I love it. I love that I'm making stuff by hand now versus like,
Yes,
but it's this notion of a good host will always
provide.
have something here for you. And I don't know what Emily Post
And more
nonsense
than
that
enough.
is. And
More than
more
enough.
than enough. You'll never be wanton while you're here. But it's just old habits. It's just old, like my mom having people over or whatever.
Mhm.
And then I think the other side for me is I am hungry a lot. Like I'm hungry
Yep,
every 2 hours because
yeah,
I'm not gonna go to the pizza place and eat a medium or personal sized pizza, and I'm not
exactly.
judging. Normal stomached people can do that.
Yeah,
I won't. So, like, I'll have a bite and, like, I'll be fine. I'll feel fine. But within 2 hours,
exactly again.
I'm hungry. And then I feel very guilty if you're at my house and I'm
Yeah,
opening a protein bar and eating it in front of you and I have
yeah,
nothing for you to eat.
yeah.
But, and this is a huge but, this will be my huge but if I don't stop doing this. I maybe need to get over that uncomfortableness because I have to stop putting out massive spreads when people come over.
No, yep,
Because A, I don't want that when I come over to their house.
right.
And then B, it's not showing love for me anymore because for me, my relationship with food is very, very different. And so if I don't want to eat that, why would I want to give that to my friends? And I
Well, and
think it's
you're torturing
okay.
yourself almost, like, you're setting
Yeah.
yourself up to be tempted and to slip back into that old habit
Yeah.
because you're assuming people it's the same. So these people came over again like, on the weekend, whatever day this is,
Yeah.
um,
Tuesday?
and
Okay.
yeah, and I had stuff left over from my mother-in-law's party. So I said to them and I said flat out, I'm like, "Hey," I'm like, "You guys can come here. I'm I have all this leftover stuff from the party that I want eaten because I don't want it in my house. I don't want the dips and all this that we brought from the party." So
Yes.
I put all that stuff out. I didn't buy anything new. I didn't go to
No.
the store. It was, "This is what we're having." It was
Yep.
still probably excessive, but again, it was stuff that I was like, "I want this out of my fridge. I want this out of my house. I don't want it in front of me."
Mhm.
Um, but that's just it, right? And that's because, yeah, like, we are hungry. And same thing, like, we went to the pizza place. Devin was stuffed. Everybody had a great. It's they're like little tiny pieces of super thin pizza. So, like, I had my 2 little pieces and then I was stuffed, but exactly, I knew I was gonna come home and be hungry in 2
Yep.
hours because that's how it is. But then I was like, "Okay, but then if I put out all these snacks in front of me and I'm sitting there when I am hungry in 2 hours, well, of course, that's what I'm gonna gravitate to because it's right in front of me."
Yeah.
Right? So, it's
Yep.
definitely become now and even for my mother-in-law's birthday, if I'm having people over or if I'm going somewhere and I have to take something, I'm gonna make it very I always now try what are protein heavy options I can do? What are things, like
Yes.
you said, I can make? So, like, now taking veggies and dip, but making it a high protein dip instead of a store-bought dip,
Yes.
or just making the healthier options, the healthier choices, the protein heavy choices, um, and doing what I can control, right? And
Well,
keeping
and
that.
that's you nailed it. Like this resonates with me so well, Steph. Like, why is it when I'm planning for people to come over, I'm buying things for them and not for me? And it's because I love them. But like, why am I going out and going, oh, I'm gonna get crackers and cheese and
Because
dips and
we're so used
guacamole
to
and
always
chips
putting
and
other people first and us on the back burner.
ding, 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 ding. When in reality, there's nothing wrong with having things to snack on because I'll give a good example. When I go to my parents' house, it's a 2.5 hour drive. And typically I just bring a protein coffee with me and like I go because I don't want to be stopping with this dog in the car. And I get to their house and uh, Is my mom an almond mom? Maybe, but she doesn't know she is. Like, she's not enforcing it, but she doesn't realize, like, she goes all day without eating, and it's a nurse thing because when you're
Yeah.
on the floor,
Go, go,
you
go,
do
go,
not
go.
have time to eat. So she's
Gotcha.
very used to get up, pound a yogurt cup, work
Yep.
a 12-hour shift, come home and eat whatever's
And
on the stove.
yeah.
So when I'm home,
Yeah.
like, she will not stop to eat, and I'll be like, "Hey, my man, I just drove for 2 hours, and dinner's not till 6, which is, like, 6 hours from now. I need to fucking eat something." And I know she won't wanna stop for lunch, and not, like, out, but she won't wanna just, like, sit at home, and she'll have, like, a bubbly water and be like a real almond mom.
That's
And
tough to be.
so I need cheese and crackers and dips and
Mhm.
things when I'm there because, like, hey, guys, I
You can feed
can't go
yourself.
8 hours without something to
Oh my
eat,
gosh. No,
and
it's
there's
bad.
nothing in that house. That's the other thing. Like, there's probably biscuits, and I love her biscuits, and I always have a biscuit when I'm home, but it's not like I can open the fridge and be like, "Let me whip up a really quick lunch." It's like, is I'm sorry, is this 1920s? Like, are we back in the Depression era? Do you not eat here? Like, where is your food? Because they
Mhm.
eat big dinners and
Yes.
big desserts, and then they have yogurt cups, and I'm like, "If I
Does
eat
not
one more
yeah.
of
Does
these
not gonna cut it.
goddamn"
Yeah.
and they're cappuccino flavored, they're not even good flavored yogurt, and I'm like, "Mom,
Fantastic.
this house is gonna kill me." So, there
It's
are times
everywhere.
that you need to graze because grazing is how I'll get my mom to eat, but how
Mhm.
I can eat and fuel myself until dinner's ready because
Yeah.
they just
'Cause
don't
we
seem
eat
to
every
want
2 hours. Yeah.
so I'll do that, but then I ask and you know what? She's really good at it. Maybe I need to learn from my mom. She will make better things. She'll always have a veggie tray with
Yep.
dip, and she started using the roasted red pepper dip.
See?
Um, and then
Such
she'll make, like, a chicken dip, and it's like the buff I hate it, but it's the buffalo
buffalo
chicken dip.
chicken.
Yeah, it's called chimichanga dip, but I'm like, "It's buffalo chicken."
The
But
best.
love her, it's a high protein dip, and then recently she's been switching it up and going, "I made deviled eggs," and I'm like, "Oh,
Ooh,
yo, Imma eat the whole deviled egg tray." So then I sit here and I go, right now, "Well, why aren't you doing that when you have friends over? Why are
right,
you not making some deviled eggs or some cucumber with cottage cheese or, like, introducing them to what you would snack on in the house?"
right.
Because I think, for me anyway,
Yep.
it's having friends over is an excuse to eat like shit. It's
Oh
like
gosh,
I'm
yeah.
giving myself the allowance because
Yeah.
I'm using them as a crutch. "Oh, well,
Them.
they're gonna want crackers and guacamole, so it's okay if I have some, so, like, I should buy it. It's just while they're
The
here
charcuterie board is for
for
them. The
them."
fancy
And, like,
cheese is for
it's high
them.
protein, it's cheese and crackers, and it's like,
I'll only have a couple.
"It is it?
Oh,
Is it?"
think again. Think again.
So, I think what I need to do and, like, maybe I'm just scared that they're gonna not like the food, and then that's a reflection of me as a host, and it's not.
No, it's
Maybe
not.
what I do when they come over is
Yeah.
I have, like there's a great recipe I have that's just smoked salmon, the
Yep.
light whipped cream cheese on a
Awesome.
cucumber,
There you go.
and it's awesome, and, like,
Yeah.
super low cal,
If they don't like
carb,
it, too bad. Too bad.
deviled eggs, if you don't like eggs,
Yeah.
alright, then don't
Bring your
eat,
own
right?
snacks.
Like,
Bring your own
that's the other
snacks.
thing. Do I actually even need to put something out? Like, can we not just hang out
Right?
without food?
Right.
I think
That's
the
the
answer
other
is
thing,
yes.
right? Can't we just or like put out one thing. Like put out veggies and dip and call it a day.
Or watermelon,
Yeah, right? Or fruit tray,
grapes.
like one thing. You don't need and that's where I'm always like when these people came over and I kept putting stuff out and Devin was like, "Are you like"
What are you
he
doing?
literally just stood there with his mouth open watching me go from the kitchen to the table or the fridge to the table, from the fridge to the table, and he just watched me go back and forth. And he's like, "Are you done?" And I said to him, I'm like, "Okay, this is the leftover stuff from the party. I wanna get it like, I wanna get it eaten." But
Yes,
it was ridiculous. Like, honestly, how
it's a
many
lot.
times it was like, and then another one, and then another one, and
Another
then
and
another one.
another.
I'm like, Why? Why?
I
Why?"
think okay, I think you and I are gonna make a pledge to each other.
One thing,
One bariatric thing.
right?
And we're gonna embrace it, and we're not gonna feel guilty or weird that
No,
maybe the thing we put out is a cottage cheese dip with no crackers, but
just
baby
don't tell
carrots.
people it's cottage cheese,
Yeah. Or maybe
right?
we do ants on a log. People like that
Oh
shit.
gosh.
I like that shit. Maybe
Like,
it's grapes.
honestly,
Oh,
if I there's these dips and I'm sure you can buy them everywhere, but you can buy them at this little we have like a really cute flower gift store in town. And they're called Deb's. I know you can
oh,
buy them because I've seen other people Deb's dips,
they're
right?
so good. They're so good.
Honestly,
They're
that
so good.
with plain Greek yogurt
So
and then
good.
put out veggies. And if you want to put a few crackers to go with your veggies, cool, but make like a platter, get the Deb's dips. The flavors are
Yep.
just so I
Yep.
won't say like potent, but like they're flavorful.
Yep.
Mix that with your Greek yogurt, put out your veggies and call it a day.
Get some wisps if you wanna watch your carbs. I don't like wisps. I know
With
people like wisps. I don't know, there's something about it that gives me heartburn, but get wisps or
Yep.
here's a fun little thing, if you have a Farm Boy near you, Farm Boy now makes sourdough crackers,
Mm.
and I used ChatGTP hilariously to help me find an alternative to my rice crackers because, like, I'm obsessed with the rice crackers,
Oh,
but
I love I was just about
they're
to say rice crackers are
right? They're
yeah.
just so it's just a huge calorie hit for me, so I
Really?
found
What
these
stuff are you buying?
yeah, the rice crackers aren't that well, I
The
mean,
ones that I buy are 10 they're 10 calories per cracker.
you're probably only eating, like, 4 crackers, like,
Yeah.
at this point, I can knock back 8 to 10 of those
Yeah,
rice
I know.
crackers,
I'm having like 4.
and that's the thing, right? Like, now I can eat more, and it's like, there's no way I'm having 100 calories worth, but try the sourdough crackers
I
because the
love sourdough.
calories were actually insanely awesome for this, so I think it was, like, I think it's, like less than 10 calories per cracker, but they're big. So
Crazy.
they're super rectangular long and, oh, they're sourdough and they're
Okay,
so good, and they're
I remember that.
stupidly filling. Like,
Okay.
that's the problem with the rice cracker. It's not
They're
filling
not filling, no.
at
They're not.
all,
They're
but boy,
good because they're on the lower
yeah,
side,
but
but no, they're
no,
not full.
that's the problem, they're very easy to power through, so ChatGPT was trying to help me find
Okay.
fiber filling and even, like, a little bit of protein,
Yeah.
so it recommended these, and they're pretty delish.
Okay.
But this is our okay, so this is our advice for social events. I think as a bariatric community, we're gonna rise up and decide that we're going to bring bariatric snacks. We're going to be okay with it. We're no longer gonna cater to what other people might wanna eat. We're gonna introduce them to what we eat now. And if they like it,
Right.
great. And if not, that's
Right.
fine.
You can bring
And one item, we no longer need multiple items on that table. One item is fine.
I
And
love
nope,
it.
we don't take leftovers home. Leave it with the host or
Right?
donate it
Oh,
or
that's
get
the
rid
other
of
thing.
it.
The amount of times they're like, "Don't you wanna take anything home? Please take something." I'm like,
No, I
"No,
don't want anything home.
no." Now, sometimes
Um,
I'll say I will take some things because Devin and the kids
yeah,
will
so you have
eat,
a different setup. That makes sense.
but it's still I'm cautious with what it is and how much because it still goes back to if it's in the house,
It will be eaten.
it will be eaten, and it's just a temptation that we don't need.
Nope, don't eat it at all. And then I think my other advice before we move on to restaurants, because we are going to talk about how to survive restaurants, hosting yourself is probably easier
Mhm.
because then you can kind of tell people what to bring. But it's not always going to be possible. You will be going to other people's homes. So just speak up and say, is anybody bringing a salad? Maybe I'll bring that. Or can I bring a veggie tray? Or can I? When people ask you, because they will, Steph, what can I make
Yeah.
for you? You're coming to my house. I have to make something for you.
Yes.
What can I make for you? Don't you're gonna want to say exactly what Steph said. Nothing. I don't need anything.
No, I'm
No,
fine.
don't plan for me. I don't eat a lot because we've both done this, and it's with family where I'm like, no, I don't eat a lot. I don't. There's no point because then you're
Uh-huh.
gonna show up to their house and they're gonna have over rotated, and they're gonna be like, well, I got a roast chicken, I got
Yeah.
cheese, I got eggs, I got this, I got that, I got yo. What can you eat? And then they almost feel like you have to take it home
Take it
with you
home
because
because
they
it's
bought it
for
for
you.
you.
Yeah.
So you got to get over that immediately. And
Yeah.
when somebody goes, well, Steph, what can I make for you? You're coming to my house to my party.
Right?
You know what? Maybe a few deviled eggs would be really nice. Is that something that you could make? Or,
Right.
oh, there's this really great cheese I like. Just a little bit of that cheese. Oh,
Yeah.
turkey deli meat. I would love to
Yep.
have some to just make a roll up with. Like, find something that you don't feel is
Easy.
imposing or too hard
Yep.
and just say, oh, I'd really like this. Is that okay?
And, like, just pick one
Because they're going to over rotate.
and because you're going to get hungry, like we said, we're hungry every 2
Going to
hours.
get
You're gonna get
hungry
hungry while you're there, and then you're gonna end up caving and
and eating.
eating shit that you shouldn't be eating.
And it's not just that you're eating shit you shouldn't be eating. That could make you feel like shit. You could get dumping
Oh,
syndrome in the middle of a
yeah,
party. And
which
then that's
not
fun.
ideal.
Not fun at all.
Then you're gonna spend the
Um,
party in the bathroom. Yeah.
yeah, or on the couch because you feel like you're gonna faint. Like, remember, dumping syndrome, guys, is not just pooping yourself.
No.
It can cause your heart rate to increase. You can get sweaty. You can get
Sweaty,
nauseous. You can feel like you're gonna faint.
anxiety,
Super fun
all
party
the
trick.
things. All the
Super
things.
fun. So speak up and be okay with it. And the last thing before we do restaurants is be okay saying no. I was
Yeah.
just hanging out with my neighbor on the patio, and she was like, "I'm gonna order some food because 'cause I'm hungry. Would you split it with me?" And I was like, "I already had dinner, so probably not."
Yeah.
And I said, "If you got some hummus, like, I'd have some hummus because
Right.
I love hummus." But then she was like, "Well, if I got this little box of something, something with fries," and I was like, "No." And then she's like, "Well, what if I got some of this bread?" And I was like, "No." And she kinda laughed at me, and I was like, "I don't mean to be rude, but, like, I've had dinner, and I can't eat fries and bread, like, it doesn't sit well with me, and that's not something I wanna snack on. Order your food, I don't need to eat." And she was like, "Well, I feel bad eating in front of you." And I was like, "I had dinner.
I'm
I'm a
fine.
grown adult. I'm
Yeah, if I'm
okay.
hungry, I'll feed myself. Like,
I'm
don't worry about it.
okay. I'm
Yeah.
genuinely okay." So, be okay telling people because you do feel guilty, like, you need to be like, "Yeah, I'll split that with you," or, "Sure, I'll nibble on it." It's okay to be like, "No, that's okay, but you can order it."
'Cause you're just gonna feel like shit
Yeah,
emotionally, mentally, and possibly physically after. It's not worth
yeah.
it.
It's
If you're
not,
hungry,
and
no. If you're hungry, you can feed yourself, but it's okay to say no.
part of it I might be wrong, but, like, Steph, I wanna pick your brain on this. Remember the phenomenon of, like, the fat friend
Yes.
where, they loved having you around because you made
You're
them
gonna
feel
get
better?
nachos, and you're gonna get a poutine, and you're gonna
Yeah.
yeah.
Do
Yep.
you think 'cause I had this thought.
Mhm.
Do you think that that still exists where they don't even realize they're doing it, but it's kind of like this sabotage where, "Come on, I want you to eat because if
I think
you
they're
eat,
just
I feel better."
I think part of it is, yeah, they do miss having that justification for themselves,
Yeah,
but I think part of it too is it's just it's habit, and it's the norm for you, and it's
good
so
point.
out of the norm, I think, for them. Not in a bad way, but it's just out of the norm for them to see you making different choices. It just became like I know for me, like, it just became the thing, right?
Yeah,
That was the norm for me. That was how I ate, that was who I was, that was what I liked. Um, that I think it's just so out of the ordinary. It's out of the normal habit
mhm,
for them to see you not eat that it throws people. It
it
throws people
does.
off kilter, it throws them off guard. And it's
That's a
changed.
nicer way to think about it than
People I'm sure there are people who the other flip side, right? But I think like we've said,
subconsciously.
change is hard, right? And so I think it's
Change is
just for
very
some people,
hard.
it's just so weird for
And I
them to
think
see you making these changes and being
yeah.
open, right?
Exactly, and that's what I think the subconscious part is.
Yeah.
Change is hard and they don't
Yeah.
like it,
They
and
don't
there's
have
kind of
endorse
this
it.
push that you need to be back to who you were before,
Well,
and that's the thing is just be careful because if you gain all this weight back, they're not gonna take any of that blame.
no,
They're gonna say, "Well, that's your
you
choice.
failed.
You shouldn't have eaten that."
Yeah. And I
So
think people too
be
are also
careful.
they're also not sure how to handle the change and what to say and
Mhm,
what to think. And
mhm.
I went out for lunch. So I went to the head spa. I told you I went to the head spa
Yes,
with
so
my
good.
sister-in-law, and then we went out for lunch, and, we went to Nova Era because it was right across the
Oh,
street,
I love them.
right? And I hadn't been to Nova Era in I can't even tell you how many years, like, since my brother lived in Toronto, which was decades ages ago.
Yeah.
Um, and so right away, she was like, "Can you" like, she really wanted a sandwich to go to Nova Era. She's like, "Can you go here?" And I was like, "Yeah, I can go anywhere. I just have to make a good choice." I'm like, "I will make something work. Like, it's fine. I will make something work. Don't worry about me. You want a sandwich? We're going to get a sandwich." And so same thing. It was kind of this whole like, we got sandwiches and we sat down and I said, I'm like, there's no way I can eat this whole sandwich between the bread and just the size of the sandwich was ginormous. I'm like, this is going to last me for 2 days. Like, this is 4 meals for me. And, I took a couple bites and I was, she goes like, she said something about, can you eat bread? And I said, well, yeah, it just fills me up really fast. Like, it sits heavy and it fills me up fast, but it doesn't bother me. And so I got through like a quarter of my sandwich and I was done. And she sat there and she had eaten half of her sandwich and she kind of looked at me and I said, "What?" She goes, "Well, I'm gonna finish my sandwich." I was like, "You go for it,"
Yeah, go
because it's
for
like
it. Enjoy.
old me would annihilate this sandwich 100%. Like, if I could, I would sit here and devour this thing because it's phenomenal. But I'm not going to, and I can't. But you go to town. Like, you eat that sandwich and enjoy every bite of it. But you could tell it's that like, well, is it okay? Is it
Yeah, there's
okay if
always
I
gonna
don't?
be that guilt from people of, like, "Am I
I
allowed
think
to eat in
it's
front of
that like
you?"
they don't it's so, like I said, it's so different, right?
It
Because
is,
an old me would have annihilated that sandwich, no
but you
problem.
yeah, I think
And they don't want to put you in an awkward position or make you feel left out or make you feel awkward because they're eating and you're not.
Yeah, which, like, you're gonna have to get over that because you will stop eating
Totally.
before they finish eating, like,
Yeah.
just take your time, go slow, or just be involved in the conversation and you're fine. I
Yep.
think one thing to really watch out for is nobody but yourself should give you approval to eat things, and what I
Yes.
mean by that is you're going to have people that don't like the change that are gonna say things like, "Come on, Steph, you can have some of this, right? Like, split this guacamole with me, like, if we just have a few bites, it's great." You need to not give into that temptation, and it's
Yes.
way easier than it's like, harder than it sounds because there's
Easier to
plenty of
say than
times
do.
where I use my friends as excuses. "Well, they're coming over, so we can have some things to
Mhm.
eat, or we're sitting on the patio, or it's their house." Like, be careful. You're gonna fall back into
Slippery
very
slope.
slippery paths again, where you can't get justification for bad habits from a Facebook group, from your friends, from
Mhm.
other people on social. Like, you gotta be careful of those voices that are
You
like, "It's
know
just a bite, it's
yeah.
fine, who
You
cares?"
know what the good choice is, you know what's right inside deep you know what the right
Mhm,
thing is. And I think like you said, when your friend was asking about food, like, just be honest with people, just be transparent because a lot of it is is just the fact that they don't know.
yep,
They don't know what the bariatric world is like. They don't know what's normal for you. They don't know what stage you're at and what like, they don't know what my normal portion size is, and nor
nope,
should they.
and it's
So, I think
easier
it
to
just
say yes.
yeah, I
It
think it just comes down to just be honest and transparent. And like I said, at the end, you know what the right choices are, whether you're bariatric or not. You know what a healthy choice is.
you
You
do,
know what the right thing to do is. So
yes,
don't
and
look for that justification from other places where you
no,
know it's
and
not okay.
watch the justification of, "Well, I don't eat as much as other people, so it's
Mhm.
totally okay for me to have this."
It was only a
Stop.
couple bites.
And stop right now because we've told you guys before, regain is huge. We're not talking 2 to
Yeah,
5%. Over 40% of people regain their weight and then some post surgery. And
I'm
not
so
like
sorry.
10 years post surgery, 2 to 5 years post surgery. So be very careful because you're going to tell yourself, well, I'm not eating as much, so it's totally okay.
Yeah.
Sure, it might be okay now until you realize that you're eating that 3 times a week. Now it's 4 times a week. And now
Your
it's
three
not
bites are
a
now six
teaspoon.
bites, and then
Yeah.
your six bites are now half a
And you're
portion.
saving the leftovers. So a great example, because we didn't get to talk about it, but we will elsewhere, restaurants.
Yeah.
Just because you can doesn't mean you should.
No.
Be very cautious of, well, I'm not eating as much, so it's okay for me to go to the Outback Steakhouse.
Yeah.
It's not though. You know you
The
need to make better
buffet.
decisions. You
The
can't look at
buffet.
your portion size as justification
No,
for what's going on. You have to remember you will be back to 12 to 1500 calories quickly and to almost a full cup of food very quickly. And if these are the habits you're doing early on, you're not gonna give
you're in
them up.
trouble.
You're definitely
You're
not giving them up.
because there needs to be like we've talked about this recently. There needs to be like that healthy little bit of fear. Like I'm at the point where and I've said this to Hannah so many times in the last 2 weeks. She's probably so sick of it. But I'm at the point where I really need to probably increase my calories a little
You
bit.
do.
But I'm so scared to do it
Mhm.
because I'm I'm at 900 calories, which I know in my head is not a lot of calories. But to go up to the next jump terrifies me
Mhm.
so much. And probably too much than it should. Like I'm definitely over cautious right now, but you need to have that healthy little bit of fear
Yeah.
and
It's not
cautiousness.
even fear, it's yeah,
It's
ding, ding, ding.
cautiousness,
It's
right? And just
caution.
being aware of what that means and what that looks like and that increase versus
Yes.
where you're 3 months post-op, 2 months post-op, and you're throwing caution to the wind
Be
and
careful.
you're not counting you're not even looking at your calories. Or like I said, you're going to the restaurants because I'm only having a couple bites.
So it's
Those
okay.
habits early on, if you're
Not
already
okay.
not concerned about that and that's not making you cautious, you're not gonna care when you're
No.
6 months, 7 months, 9 months post-op.
No, you won't stop.
No.
If you
No.
can't stop now, you won't stop. Can't stop, won't stop. But then,
Yeah.
like Steph said, you're not gonna stop.
No.
And then
You're so
life
far past
isn't
that point already.
life isn't perfect. So you're going to have bad months. You're
Yeah.
going to have months where you fall behind on exercise, or maybe you're not even exercising. I mean, you're supposed to be every day. Um,
Yep.
and you're going to fall off the wagon and still
Yeah,
have
we
those
emphasize
habits of,
things.
"Well, we eat out all the time, it's fine." It's not, because now
No.
you're eating more, now you're exercising less, now you're having a really stressful, hard time in life like we all
Yeah.
do, and those eating habits will now really
Yeah.
catch up with you.
Those
So
those
restaurants,
bad things will be every days, and that's
we
not
didn't
okay.
get into them as much as we wanted to this episode, but my word of advice is, if you're gonna pick a restaurant, don't do chain restaurants, pick a
Mhm.
local, very fresh, very, very not high end, but kind of restaurant where you know they're cooking with fresh ingredients, because you can usually ask them, "Please don't cook in butter," "Could I get
Yeah.
it grilled instead of fried?" Like, you
Things
have
on the side, separated.
restaurants are fine in moderation, but you have to
Yeah.
remember that restaurants cook in high fat, high
Like big
sodium, high
portions.
calorie portions, and that's they're catering to more than just you. And the thing is, like, even a salad, and we've said this before, I've only found one restaurant with a salad under 500 calories, Moxie's steak
Yeah.
salad, no bread, is 420 calories. Awesome. Everywhere else, the salads are about 900 to 1,000 calories.
Mhm. It
Even
adds
the
up fast.
children's portion sizing or the appetizer menus, like, you have to go. I don't think you should be eating at Outback Steakhouse or at, Jack in the Box or at the Mandarin or any of these chain fast food service restaurants,
Well cooked food.
shawarma
Things.
places, Mexican places.
Oh, I will fight you on we'll have
I
a
know.
fight on the shawarma.
They're not bad, but you have to remember, like, how it's
I have a deep
cooked,
love
the
for the
fa
shawarma.
the type of chicken there, the cut of chicken is not a breast, it's gonna
Yeah.
be the fatty part of the
And we're
chicken.
not talking like we're talking like shawarma plates, guys. Like
Yeah, we're
covered
talking
in
like,
sauce and garlic sauce and this sauce and that. Yeah.
you gotta be careful of, and, like, eating out is fine. I have a dinner club, and once a month we go out, but we pick tapas restaurants, and what
Yeah.
tapas is you share small sharing plates, so I can control my portion, but we pick, like, non-chain restaurants. We go
Yeah.
to places where it's like we have fresh local cod, or, "Oh, today we have PEI scallops and they're pan roasted with some asparagus." Like, we pick places that obviously my friends can still find good food to eat.
Mhm.
I can pick, usually I'll get a tuna tartare because it's just raw tuna,
Yeah.
a
You can
little bit of
usually
sauce, and some
customize more at those
avocado,
places too because things aren't frozen in bulk and batched.
and
So
that's
you can
where you
usually
gotta
ask
be
for
careful.
yeah, you can ask for things to be removed or on the side and, like,
With chalet, their
simple
potatoes come in a bag, so you
right?
can't control
Right.
what's in them.
No, and, like, simple things like look at the appetizers instead of the entrees, get a takeout container right off the bat, like,
Right off the bat.
little tips like that you can do,
And be
but
okay with that, with
yeah,
getting
and I
a
mean, like,
takeout container.
do have I had McDonald's chicken nuggets? Yeah, I
Yep,
have.
yep, I've had them.
Do I do it every week? No.
No,
Do I do it
I
every
can
month?
count on one hand
No.
this year alone how many times
Exactly.
I've had chicken nuggets, twice.
Exactly. So, it's just like, make smart choices. You know what's right, you know what is not, um, and
Yeah,
just
when you're picking a restaurant,
justification and the excuses is the part you gotta
I
watch.
think so. When you're picking a restaurant, so, like, we went to Abigail's Tea House with Cass.
Mhm.
We, for, like, 2 solid weeks, debated where to go as a group,
Yeah.
and we were looking for something that had small sizes, was fresh made, had enough options to choose from, and that's what we liked about Abigail's. Was there were sweet treats, but that, take them or leave them, we didn't need them. We went because the sandwiches sounded really good and they were small and local, like local fishes, local chicken. They had a little chicken salad to start, and the tea, and we said, "Great, we'll have a few bites of this, and if we take stuff home, we take stuff home." I go out to eat. I think going out to eat is fun, and I like now trying to find good quality, fresh restaurants with good appetizers for me to order.
Yeah.
I usually don't order mains because, to Steph's point, you either have to take it home with you, you graze on it, you eat too much of it, but also, please, I caution you, look at the calories and the fat, and the, like, restaurant food is going to be 5 times what it is at home, so do not assume that this is the
Yeah.
same as what you'd eat at home. Just be cautious of that. But eat out and have fun and look up
Yeah.
restaurants ahead of time. I can't recommend
That's
sharing
a big
plate
deal.
restaurants enough. They're gonna be your best bariatric friend. Look for bariatric hacks on the internet. I really wanna try the Chick-fil-A kale salad and grilled nuggets.
Mhm.
We don't
Looks
have
so
it in
good.
Canada, but
Looks so good.
that sounds delicious. But I think my only caution is social events are great and awesome, and they're gonna be a huge part of your life. So learn to embrace your new bariatric life and bring that with you to these parties.
Yeah.
Eating out at restaurants, I know, is a huge thing for our American friends. Eating out is a very big part of the culture there. If you find yourself eating out several times a week,
Red flag.
I
Red
think
flag.
you really need to rethink that, because and we're not trying to shame anybody into not eating, but we're trying to be really very real here that this catches up with you
Yeah.
so much faster than you think. And
Mhm.
you're not going to quit this later on in surgery. The whole purpose of the first year is to give up bad habits so that after a year of really abstaining from them,
Yeah.
you hopefully don't want them back in your life.
They're not habits anymore.
No, but if you're 2 or 3 months into surgery and you're drinking full sugar and you're eating donuts and you're eating out 2 or 3 times a week, you won't give that up in 2 years because
No.
why would I have to? I've been doing it forever and I don't wanna give it up. And when your metabolism slows down again and you find yourself not exercising as much as you did in your first year and the weight's starting to creep up again a little by little by little, you're gonna really regret how often you're eating out because the restaurant calories add up fast. And it's a hard like,
Yeah.
it was very hard for me to quit delivery and the
Mhm.
restaurants that I thought I wanted to eat at. It's not easy, but my friends have been
No, it's not.
so incredible with letting me pick where we go and researching things ahead of time. Um, and I've deleted the delivery apps off my phone because
Yes.
it's a really bad, nasty habit, and none of the food that I got delivered was ever going to be good for me. It's just
No.
not, sorry.
It's just
I'll
too
fight
easy
people on
to
that.
hit the button. No. It's just for you to hit the
Yeah.
button. So
So
just
find
remember the habits you make at the beginning
are very,
are the
very, very
foundation.
important
They're very important. They're the foundation for later. And if you, like I said, if you already don't have that level of caution and concern and thoughtfulness
now.
up front, it's going to be real messy later.
It'll be hard for you later on because life catches up, things
Yep.
slow down, and now
The bad things happen. And
battling
yeah.
you're gonna be battling old habits, with creep. So,
Yeah.
yeah, have fun, have good social events, but, Steph and
Yep.
I
Just
are
be
going
prepared.
to we're gonna challenge ourselves, let's say, for
One
August
thing. One
to
thing.
bring only one thing to everything we do in August, and it will be bariatric. So no more just cheese and meat. It will be something strategic. So I think for me, when I go home to my parents' house for the long weekend, I will make a dip. I will make a
There you go.
bariatric
Love it.
cottage cheese, maybe cottage cheese queso.
Oh,
Um,
nice.
and yeah, we will have that maybe with the sourdough crackers and some carrots or something.
That sounds lovely.
But yeah, that's my challenge to everybody here too. Embrace your new
Mhm.
lifestyle and bring it to parties because you're invited for you, not for what you're going to eat. And
Yep.
people want to, you don't think they do? They really want to be involved in this new life and they want to try your
Yeah.
food and they want to be
Yep.
involved. So bring
Bring
your
them in.
authentic self to these social
Mhm.
gatherings.
Love it.
I love it.
Love it.
All right, y'all.
We'll have
We'll
fun.
see you in a week where we're going to be talking about something I've already forgotten about. Can't
Hair
remember.
maybe?
What did we talk about?
We talking about hair?
Hair. Oh, we might be
Hair.
talking about hair. Yep,
As
that
I'm,
might
like,
be.
picking hair off my shirt?
We might be talking about hair. There's a lot we're gonna cover in the next, what,
Yeah. Yeah.
30 episodes, so we'll see you all next week. Like always, Steph, thank you for joining me, and thank you all for
Yeah.
listening.
Bye, guys.
Bye.